Hello, hello. I'm maybe gonna try to keep a schedule for this. Maybe not. But we're back with our little Sprout adventures. I will say I do like this change. Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasures to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arnvald? I am at your beck and call. And I should be getting back to my own tasks. I'll organize a squad to head down into the ruins, and then start preparing for the big meeting. Oh, send Nanamo my regards, Hikaru. And ours too, if you please. We shall see you on your return. I'm not gonna lie, I don't quite remember what happened. I don't quite remember what happened in the past. What was the last thing we did? I know we went to the dungeon and found a trove. The old Rick's little treasure trove. I don't remember what we did after that. There's a mob for killing Fordola. Raban dispersed that. I remember that. I don't remember what this part is. Why are we back in Ulda again? Oh, I guess we'll... You're expected, my lady. Please proceed. We'll see.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy.
You can say that, yes.
The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Rauban and his future. All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Ulda home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Rauban chooses to remain in Ulda or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure? Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Speak with Nanamo outside the quicksands. Oh. That place is interesting to say the least, I guess. That's it. Perchance you remember Lilira? Lilira? A merchant's daughter. This is the persona I assume when I venture beyond the palace walls to observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papa Shan would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that's why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life, in every corner of Eorzea, and would make use of your worldly experience. Now let us be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the Gate of Nald. Why is there no music playing? Look upon this procession of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor, at the mercy of the elements and Thanalan's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is. And unless blessed by the hand of Nalt himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigo, and 5 since the calamity. Yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. Your hands have been tied, Your Grace. Yes, my authority is limited, and that is an obstacle I must work to overcome. Shall we press on, but follow the road to the unholy air? Where the heck is that? I mean, oh, it is named. Never mind. Sick. I don't even know where they're going. It's not even named. I was walking really far. It was here in this wholly unremarkable place that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan when an untimely rock slide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Raban once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' death were orchestrated by the monitorists, we could only have brought their heirling to justice. The true villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus I planned to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of the citizen, quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price of my naivety. I am no longer a child reciting words of fruitless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn in the monitor's damnable games. Forgive me my outbursts. You are one of the few people to whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum. Well, it's nice that she trusts us enough to speak her mind. I think that's pretty nice. You're comfortable with someone to be able to speak your honest truth and not be judged over it. It's a very, very nice feeling. Damn it. I spilled water all over myself. I'll be right back. Just a moment. Should probably clean a bit. Okay. I no longer have wet clothes because I spilled the water on myself. Well, a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signings and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Skasag? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yet one good thing did come from the ignominious chapter in my life. For it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Raban. The match I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blunkert though I was, I would not stand for so obvious an injustice, and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Roban to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Roban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess, I dismiss it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Raban is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. Oh, convenient time for the echo.
Grace! You mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace! Come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Shum. Rabon!
Your Grace! I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Ul'dah, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Ul'dah!
We got a vision of what she just explained. Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Shan's love for me is as that of a grandsire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Raban, with the authority of a syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. It was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound me. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan's Sworn for long, and there are other places I would visit. To the Arzaneth Ossuary. Oh my goodness. No, the burial place, right? Yeah. Jeez. What a name. I guess the Thaumaturge Guild place. Similar enough. When the calamity threatened, Raban led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here, I seek the blessings of Dal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I'm fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rarely celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am able to be a Sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I've chosen my path, Hikaru. With Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan school in Rogger's Reach. For any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time, the Ul'dah treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? A wise suggestion. We have a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the syndicate, and he is one of the few who pays refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you quite acquainted with Godbert Manderville? Ah, well, he's a most generous man, if something of an eccentric. Let's make our way to the landing, and I'll see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. Which airship landing? Okay, it's an old so okay. Here. I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Golden Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. Thought we had to stay or be quick, but okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'd heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. No, I couldn't possibly. You did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Robert will be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge. Ignore these gaudy temptations. That's funny. You don't even really spend gil. They kind of made the Gold Saucer that you just infinitely get points without much use of gil. So it's like, do you actually lose some money? I believe this is where we are to meet Lord Manderville. Shall we sit while we wait his coming? My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are needed, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When the Sultana herself comes calling, there is no important engagement. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Dandelion. You are aware, I am sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland. And you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter on how it might best be distributed? In usual circumstances of our meeting, and your Grace's choice of companion, which suggests to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion, I shall give you one. My advice to you is stop taxing Ulda's wealth to save Alamigan refugees. Is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition. Most empathetically, I agree with your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment. What profit is there for Ulda in this arrangement? Profit? After all you've done for Garibanya's displaced, I thought you were the very last person to seek the benefit from that misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For all of our potential, we're indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Ulda's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lots, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Certainly it is not your grace's intention to foster new resentment, but to spread goodwill. Indeed, then any support I pledge to refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Volta. Exactly so. Such arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. You have given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. I thank you for your candor. Profit. The thoughts never even crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivety will not do anyone any good. I should consider my lesson learned and press on. Hikaru, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. Ordinarily, I would not trust any agent of East Aldernard Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I am not at leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall wait to your port by the 8th ride to Nulda. A fair journey to you, Hikaru, and a swift one, if you please. Yeah, we'll just teleport. Hikaru, to what do I owe the pleasure? Or are you here on business? I beg your pardon. Your Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Volta. My dear Hikaru, I have you to thank for this recognition, I'm sure. And I'm flattered that you came to me. Truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? Upon the matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to fill his garderobe with gold. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say at the Scion's former headquarters in Danoline. The Waking Sands would seem a suitable neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Very well, Hikaru, and may your dealings prove fruitful. Where? Oh. Welcome back, Hikaru. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? with Lolorito, and you agreed to this. I'm well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I'd hoped to keep the monetarist at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well, I will meet with Lolorito. Let's go on ahead to the Waking Sands, and prepare for his coming. So this is where the Silence first congregated. I've heard many tales, but never had occasion to visit. To work then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and will gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help. You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira? Hmm?
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I'm glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I am most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Ul'dah and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Ul'dah. Huh, I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identify the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
The Salt City thing. Sultry.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltry and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders. Just as Your Grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
I don't remember Lilirito's face, I'm not gonna lie. I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have piqued Lilirito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Hikaru. I could not have done it without you. Wait, this is the same. Probably had different stats before. Our course is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, Hikaru, I would ask that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hext when you return to Alamigo. My thanks again. Together, we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the people of Alamigo and Ul'dah both. See? Welcome back, Hikaru. How was your audience with the Sultana? We'll be telling that later. In your absence, I've kept myself busy cataloging the riches of the Mad King's trove and calculating its worth in gil. I have some way to go, but the figure is already quite staggering. Oh, greetings, Hikaru. I'm actually in the middle of reporting to the commander here, so... Oh, well, have fun. I'm not even listening to you. Hikaru, you're back. What did Nanamo... Oh, sorry. Are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? So, Raban says he's going to return to Ul'dah, but she isn't sure he wants to. That was something we don't know, but I'm pleased to hear that she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And this plan to revitalize the Saltry does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convince her to seek Lord Rito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he is the very last person I would expect her to turn to for advice. On a more practical note, at least, assuming the interim government elects to accept Ul'dah's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investments. We have a fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Ul'dah to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lilirito too much control. Honestly, Afano, it's like Kugane never happened. What exactly does the ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss the proposal with the Saltry's residents. Whiskar, how do you fancy explaining this autonomous plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Watt thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, Hikaru? I might need you to fill in the details. And I shall come as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. Oh gosh, why is it so far away? I didn't think it was that far away. Maybe it was. Maybe it's just a bad memory. What manner of mischief brings you youngins to Old Watt this time, eh? They want to rebuild the Saltry, Grandad. Hikaru, tell them about the deal. Well, bugger me. We never had the coin or the hands to put this place back to how it was, but sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. This account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to call the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Granddad. We'll take care of all that. Commander Hex had been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. I'd appreciate that, Whisker. My lad. Truly I would. So does it mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, aye, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Hikaru? You could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them. Let's not waste any time then. I'll see you by the lock. While you're busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore Saltry to its former glory. Good hunting. Right then, Hikaru. I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on. What am I looking for exactly? I mean, the legs look weak. The Yabby's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, while the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Oh, looks like you found a Yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Aim for the soft underside of the head. Vulnerable under the head, are they? Alright then, wish me luck. Thanks, Hikaru. I did just as you told me, and the wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. Let's find something else. I thought the legs looked flimsy. They look like they just snap like a twig. I think I can handle the yabbies now, so we should try something different. What else is out there? I don't know. What else is out there? It's a good question. Poke its eyes out. That's the only thing you really have. Everything else is a rock. What do you want? Poke its eyes out at least. The Fullbat's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Ugh, a Fullbat. How do I defeat one of those? Destroy the core within its brow. Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab it between the eyes then. It's not easy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks for the advice, Hikaru. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road, we should head back to the salt tree before Granddad starts to worry. I've been snipped into pieces and fed to Yabby's hatchling. I mean, I wouldn't let you just get killed by Yabby. That seems a bit inhumane. I see you returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? I fought them myself after a bit of instruction from Hikaru here. Once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. A fine young man you've become, Whisker. A fine young man indeed. Too often of late, I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. We need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lots. Things like getting the salt tree ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. Oh, there's no longer revenge to go for anymore. Oh. You have that going for you at least. It seems Whisker has the salt tree security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Alden. Apologies for the interruption, miss, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Do not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I remain here to hammer out the final details of what, and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Ul'dah. You should go. General Alden asked that you wait for him by the main gate in Alamigo Quarter. My apologies again, miss. Very well. Bye-bye. Oh, time to go back. Oh. Oh, it's too big. Way too big.
Apologies for the wait.
No problem.
People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal.
Yes.
Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
Capital punishment versus not capital punishment. This one's a bit hard. Because there's no denying that they killed many, many people. But then violence, capital punishment like that doesn't always end up good. Any sort of history. So I'll say execution's not the answer. As much as that would be satisfying the first one. But history has proven over and over
You would
again.
spare these animals. Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine.
Because history has proven over and over again that capital punishment like that just ends up becoming a corruptible power for those who dish out the punishment. It's just a messy thing overall.
In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me. I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
He truly is oathbound. Always wanted to be. I was just on my way to Sultry. It's okay, sorry. Oh. That took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Arnvold, what news? We have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates. I don't mean the Vira. These are Kalyana, the ones that summon the Primal. They're insisting they should be allowed to attend the council. Elise is trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kalyana would refuse it out of hand. We had best go and see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Hikaru, you've dealt with this Kalyana before. I'd have you at my side. Holy, that's far. Oh, I didn't think they'd be that far. That's very weird that Alamegan headquarters is here, but Alamigo is up here. It's so weird. Hikaru, Raban. Gods, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We had not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss. We did not come here to shed blood. We claim to seek harmony with all who call Kiribania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over. We'll do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Why do I have a feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst? Well, you invite a snake into your midst. Not necessarily a viper. You know. 370. That is indeed better. So we'll use it. This Kalyana elder's intentions seem at odds with all we know of her tribe. What think you, Hikaru? Enthralled cannot be trusted. Aye, it is said that once a creature has fallen under the sway of a primal, there is no salvation. I strongly doubt the Kalyana have suddenly broken free of Lakshmi's will. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened. Ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the silence? I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamegan quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Hikaru. My thanks. I will see you in the palace. Oh, I remember this one. This one came back to me. I remember what this one is. Hikaru, I brought reinforcements. Arnvald told me of the arrival of an unexpected guest, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Y'shtola and Thancred as well. One could never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not familiar with the Kalyana tribe myself, but Elise's report suggested that they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, it would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Y'shtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves 3 of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Alden inside then. Oh shoot. I did not mean to skip that. Arnvald said, Hikaru, how do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us pass. I did not know about the rear entrance. Thank you for letting me know. Even though the map tells me. Thank you anyways. I appreciate it. Leave external security to us, Hikaru. I scattered around the palace quite extensively while I was searching for Crow. I know the lay of the land. As fortune would have it, I was visiting Rogger's Reach to look in on Alice. She sends her regards. The rear entrance to the palace is just up these stairs. The guard should wave us through. If we could somehow come to an understanding with the Kalyana, it would represent a great step towards resolving a primal dilemma in Alamigo. I only hope they are sincere in their intentions. They aren't. Hear the silence, miss. General Alden left orders that you were to be escorted inside, if you'll follow me. Who's the... I don't know who the little one is. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern.
Oh, it's Kikern.
You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game, and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
Yananta, wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvald to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Whatever she's about, you'd best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
I just realized that. Oh, I guess. I guess Alphado's there. I was gonna say it's like one person guarding them all. How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. No, damn it. If I think like that, we've already lost. I have a Warrior of Light on my side. We can do this. Isn't that right, Hikaru? Use it to the action deflect to dissipate Aether Spears, locks and releases during the battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by an Aether Spear will result in failure. We? Wow. I don't have much time to pass anything else, huh? Goodness. Wow. Oh shit. I didn't see that one. Whoops. I don't know why the action it just wow, it counts as a GCD basically.
I offer you peace and serenity.
Ow. Yeah, that arm will take some of them. I'm missing my time going around.
I shall free you from your hate.
There's so many. There's so many.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Gordola. Yo, why are you coming to me? Alright, Alpina. We kind of gave up our own healer, though. I don't know if that's a wisest move. Hey, my 2 minutes. She ruined my 2 minutes. I'm annoyed. Can't believe she saw me for 2 minutes. I can't believe it.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
Oh, you press that one. I'm staying in the box. Who's healing us? I was paying attention. Who's healing us? Fuck, I'm trying. Like, if I could limit break like that, I would. Can't.
We did it! We beat her!
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
I just realized what she said. I just realized what she just said. You can end it like Xeno, so you can fight for Alamigo. Yo. That's a line and a half, I'm not gonna lie. I still can't believe she said that.
7 hells. It's her, the butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
That was unlike any bed I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. One wrong step and I've lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. This is a sobering thought. Police is certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. Not a bad idea. We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace. Enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid. Well fought, Hikar Arnwald. That was a near thing. Aye, our stand against Kaliana would have been brief. Brief indeed, had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... it's my fault. My stupid mistake. Nay, lass, we were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons sprang to mind. A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Y'shtola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. Well, that explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I would think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her own country. You say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, and as an Alamegan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face, if that's what it takes. This is a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphana. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Karu, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave. Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Rabon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Rabon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubarn. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
I will say, Nanamo's voice actress, really good. She does a very good job at conveying sadness. I don't even know what to say, what emotion that is, but it's a very good job. Very good job. I went to see Fardola in her cell again. She did turn the tide of the battle after all, when I thought it was only right to thank her. But she wouldn't listen. Said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude, and I should go away. I don't know if I'll ever understand her. Arnvald is of an age with Fardola, both of them born Alamigan. One never wanted his Garlean blood, and the other tried to become Garlean, but could never be. Similar, yet opposite, which would go some way to explain the tension between them.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Giribania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubon. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
That's funny.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Oh, they're just teasing him. It's so funny.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubon.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
We may have done a little helping in that decision. A tad bit help, you know. These must be overjoyed to know that General Aldin is staying. I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. Raubon is a veteran of 100 battlefields. These can ask for a more reliable ally to have on their side. I've asked enough of you, Hikaru. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. I must assume Father's responsibility without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured, they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands. It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was. I think it's about time I headed back to Rogger's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alizé will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Hikaru, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you said your farewells to Nanamo and the others. On completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace rooftop gardens by speaking to the Royal Menagerie attendant. Oh, we don't even have much to say. We didn't even talk to them. Anyways. Bye-bye. Assuming they're at the tent. Well, here we are again. Alphino has regaled me with a thrill tale of a hidden treasure troves. Mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Dankred and Ishtola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kaliana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing. And whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kaliana's movement at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army, out of interest? We are to prepare for Imperial counterattacks. That would be a question for the resistance newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Ralgar's Reach. He just happened to be serving as a resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. That time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together. We stand to learn from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice, assuming he accepts the post. Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. I did give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we were doomed to look so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads. I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Tis like talking to a child. Why fate settled me with this burden, I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Suyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. We're at 3.1, aren't we? Now that I look at the timeline of all this. Have you read the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head. Regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives. Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by yours in misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these ridiculous rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Yeah, I think we're at 4.1. I think we just started 4.2 then. Or 3.2, whatever the heck this counts as. Full star blood. Pretty sure this is a 0.2 passion. Hikaru, great timing. I was just about to send word to the Scions. I've got lots to tell you. The Council has officially recognized the Resistance as our standing army. I expect you can guess who's been appointed commander. Suffice it to say, we're in good hands. You say good hand? It's a singular hand. That's funny. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helm's done wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made. And we made you and the Sultana. And we have you and the Sultana to thank for it. If you two haven't worked your magic, he never contemplated following his heart. The Council has also decreed that we're to maintain a presence at Valgar's Reach. Lise will continue to lead our forces in the fringes. A job she's been doing tirelessly. A bit too tirelessly, some might say. We're constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration. I always get up again. Anyway, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now. Not after our last brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kalyana, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader. It's, Shanti's daughter. You know, the half-dead one? For whatever reason, the Kalyana thought she was the best candidate. Which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stands, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like I've been reaching out to Fordola. She still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. May only be the odd grunts, but at least she's still responding. I'll get through to her yet. Karu, here you are. Alfno, Alize, is everything alright? We received word from Tataru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that she didn't say, only that we should come to Kugane right away. I've had a mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Alize is determined to make sure it's a party of three. As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed. Now benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister. I've not quite given up trying to convince you. Whether we be 2 or 3, we should depart as soon as possible. Will you be joining us, I trust? Huh. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Good luck with whatever it turns out to be. Thank you, Lise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be even a tangential concern to Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then. Hancock and Tataru await us at the Ruby Bazaar offices. I guess Stormblood does count as 4, huh? Shadowbringers is 5. Which is weird, because Heaven's Ward was 2. I guess they count ARR as 2.0? I guess it makes sense, actually. Because 1.0 usually refers to the very, very first of Realm Reborn. I guess it makes sense. 4.2. Greetings, honored madam. May I show you in? You may.
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugiri and Soroban are also involved?
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies. Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course. Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months. So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor. Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugane to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual. The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu. I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her. We all did.
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Doma Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu. But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I dare say that thickens the plot.
Gosetsu! He's alive!
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Have you informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them. I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest?
Sure would I do if I saw Yotsu then.
I understand. Only too well. But if Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear. Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not, but I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garlean's movements, and more besides.
His smile is so weird. It's so weird. The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hanamachi, from its shining facade to its dark underbelly. Few know Kugane as intimately as he. One of the finest informants money can buy. What have a bad feeling about this? Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. I'll give Soroban a hand. If he's providing us a ship, the least we can do is supply the provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. A welcome offer, an excellent plan. Without further ado then, let's seek out this informant, Sanjo Hanamachi. We'll say it is very weird that Lolorito's still technically helping us. Bangkok is under the employ of Lolorito. Find it a bit odd. Oh, here's what it is. You have had dealings with informants in the city, have you not? Chance you're already acquainted with this one. Given the Empire's movement, it seems highly probable that Gosetsu and Yotsu were indeed in Kugane, but I can offer no explanation as to why they should be together. Who knows? It should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, a long while indeed. I knew it. Kyoto. Any funny business and you know what will happen, I trust. No funny business. Only loyal service and its finest quality information. Oh, of course. Such quality does not come cheap. No, but then Hancock already paid you. Honestly, you must think we were born yesterday. I've half a mind to call Lise. No, 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 please. I beg you, no boots. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for Yotsu, high and low, far and wide. Compton lists my help, did it? Promising rich rewards for decisive information. And have you decisive information? Were the two of you cited here, indeed? Were the two individuals cited here? Indeed, Kosetsu and Yotsu. Alas, see them with my own eyes, I did not. But the Imperials are confident. Yes, yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of that contingent. But here's something they do not know. A rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rogadan samurai appeared on Kokanedori with a beauteous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. It was no common katana either, but one of surpassing craftsmanship. Well, that is interesting, assuming it's true. Do you corroborate the rumor? The pawnbroker in question. No, regrettably. I do not have a working relationship with the master of Shofuku Shichitan. Now, why would that be, I wonder? If I didn't know better, I think he'd lend you money. Him. He will help you, I'm certain. While you speak with him, I will make contact with my Garlean connections and learn what I can of their progress. A glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure, but it is wise to let the Namazu out of our sight. What choice do we have? No, he'll betray us. No more betrayals, no more boots. To divide our forces is simply more efficient. He's right. Given the urgency, we would do well to split up. And so, I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes. Yes, we will go together. And there will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later on? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I prefer the fresh air. The poor little Namazu. I believe Alize has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? It's not strange that we should be compelled to turn to one who betrayed both you and Gosetsu to the Empire. I would say the fates made mock of us, had I not met Hancock. Everything is in order. Then let's proceed to Koganedori and find a master of Shofuku Shichitan. The Chikaitan, maybe? I don't know. I'm not good with. I don't speak Japanese. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the pleasant pawnbroker. Welcome, good madam. Welcome. Will you be buying or... Ah, so you've heard the tale of a Rokudan samurai's katana. Small wonder. It's a fine example of its kind. One moment. There, I hope you found our pawnbroker. Excellent work, Hikaru. And that is a katana. There can be no doubt. It is Gosetsu's blade. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? You'll be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it to you, assuming you have the coin. But this is no ordinary weapon, you understand? It is priced accordingly. But if you are serious, I suggest you act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. The blade represents conclusive proof of Gosetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost in securing his safe return. It is not a decision I can make alone, least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. I could lend you the coin. Nay, my friend. Grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot ask this of you. It is enough to know that Gosetsu is alive and well. Yugiri, wait. The silence will buy the katana. Pray consider it a gift. Master Alphino, your kindness is touching, truly. Yet in matters of coin, would Mr. Satoru not expect to be consulted? Come now. Our friend would never have relinquished his blade were the need not great. We are not bound by honor. And are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are. I'm sure Tataru will wholeheartedly agree. It's settled then. You have made a wise choice, my friend. Such pieces are few and far between. Now, if you would be so good as to come this way, I should prepare the necessary papers. Tataru's gonna be mad. If I may ask, sir, after you visited your establishments, do you perchance know where the old samurai went? He is our friend, and we would return his weapon to him. A friend of yours, you say? I see. Well then, I suppose there can be no harm in telling you. No sooner had I provided him with the requested sum than his pretty young companion began clamoring for dango. I duly recommended those served at the Umaneko tea house, and thither the day set off. Clamoring for dango. Can these truly be the same people? It makes no sense. Some manner of code, perhaps. It avails us not to speculate. Let's go to this tea house and see if we can pick up the trail. Also, isn't Alphino's family rich? Why don't they just, pay for it? Maybe he doesn't have allowance. Not quite sure. This is the proprietor of the tea house. Let us find out what she knows. The Gosetsu I knew had little time for tea houses. No wine. But of course I remember. How could I forget a pair like that? The most beautiful girl you'll ever see, scoffing down dango as if her life depended on it. While the old samurai looked on. Not quite what he expected. I'll wager. Far be it for me to gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away across the Ruby Sea. Out of reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her fill, they set off in the direction of the Shiokaze hostelry, presumably to find someone discreet about. The Gosetsu makes for Doma. This woman who travels with him. The more I hear about her, the more I wonder if she can truly be Yotsuyu. For all her success in tracing Gosetsu's movement, how he came to be traveling with Yotsuyu remains a mystery, to say nothing of this dango business. While doubt remains over the identity of Gosetsu's traveling companion, for now we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier, and make ready to sail. With luck, Alize will have already joined Master Soroban and Mr. Satoru there. Alphino is gonna get lectured about money spending. Where did I click? Oh, okay. While we were arranging the provisions, Sorbonne told me about his many business ventures. Honestly, his nose for profit puts mine to shame. Apparently, Gyodo did his duty and then proudly excused himself. Couldn't bear another moment under Alize's withering gaze, I expect. I watched Gyodo meet with his Imperial associates. And I have to say, I'm impressed. He has psychopathancy down to a fine art. Whatever that actually means. The others all did their part. I'm truly blessed to have such dependable comrades. What does that even mean? How do you even pronounce that word? Sycophancy? What a word. Obsequious behavior towards someone important in order to gain advantage. I say. Meaning like they're flattering or insincere flattery. It's okay. I see. I have never heard that word before. Very interesting. Excellent timing, my friends. Mistress Alize arrived mere moments ago. All went well in my end. Gyodo met with an Imperial officer and wheedled his way to some new information. It seems the troops who were recently arrived in Kukane came directly from Garlemald. Their Imperials base here have been kept in the dark. And that's not all. A contingent of the aforementioned troops are preparing for deployment to the Ruby Sea. But in no better, I'd say they picked up Gosetsu's trail. And your information matches ours. We're quite certain that Gosetsu seeks to cross to the mainland. I'm sorry, did I hear that right? You used the Scion's funds to buy Gosetsu's katana at the asking price. Aye, well, we were in some haste, and it seemed a worthwhile gesture. Speaking of which, here's the contract for the sale. Pray see that the man is paid. Doll's beard, you agreed to this. Give me strength. Well, it's not like the search can wait. You best be on your way. But Alphino, we need to talk. I want you to come straight to the office as soon as you get back. Promise me. Oh, very well. I shall call upon you as soon as I return. First, let's go to the Ruby Price. If Gosetsu has already set sail, the sentries there are sure to have seen him. And you sheepy man. Judging by her reaction, Mistress Hataru is none too pleased. I apologize if the katana has caused strife. Mistress Hataru seemed in low spirits. Happily, my last venture may prove just tonic. What is it going rate for a priceless weapon, I wonder? And now I know who not to ask. Hataru seemed rather vexed, did she not? Ever the melodramatist, I am sure our finances can stretch to a single sword. Remind me to explain the value of such gestures when we next see her. Ah, but I digress. We have work to do. Oh my gosh, you can tell he's been like spoiled all his life. And has infinite money. It's so funny.
Right. I suggest we begin by learning what we can from the sentries. What's going on out there?
Travelers, are you? You may wish to postpone your plans. The Garleans have launched an attack on the Confederacy. We have no reason to believe they'll turn their attention here, but for your own safety, I suggest you return to Kugane.
The Garleans bear no love for the Confederacy, but with Doma lost to them, why would they attack? Unless...
Unless Yotsuyu is on that island.
Even if she isn't, our allies are under attack and they need our help.
We will help them, while you remain with Soroban. Arguing will only delay us. Is that clear?
Fine, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Soroban, we may need to make a swift exit. See that the boat is ready to sail at a moment's notice.
It shall be done.
What, and you're going to swim there, are you?
'Tis the quickest way, and you may rest assured I've been practicing.
Come.
So he knows how to swim now. Guess we can't tease him anymore.
Leave this to me.
Just get rid of this thing. So all I'm hearing is thunder over and over and over again. You're here for the old man, yes? He's at the top. You best hurry.
Lady Yotsuyu, we're here to rescue you. Please, come with us.
Stay back, Tsuyu.
Are you all right?
Is he all right?
Is he alright?
Damn it, we took too long. Change of plan. Eliminate hostiles. All forces, attack!
Oh, that guy's tanky. Oh, why am I slow? Which way? I got a Goton, no. I can't bring it to Goton, that's no problem. What the heck? There's another thing here? Oh, so we fought this before. We fought this in Alamigo. What the heck? There's still more. How many are they have? Fight for 40 seconds and it didn't even kill them. Yeah, I guess it did good damage, but still, it didn't kill it? I expected you to kill it.
Gosetsu, thank the heavens!
Yugiri, my friends, the Kami were kind to guide your steps this way.
It's over. The Imperials are retreating. I suppose we have you to thank for that. But they would never have come here were it not for her. I had a bad feeling the moment your samurai friend arrived with that woman in tow.
Do not be afraid, Suyu. These people are my friends.
Friends.
Forgive me, but at the risk of souring the mood, I believe you owe us an explanation. You may start by telling us what happened at Doma Castle.
Of course. I'll not begrudge you that. As you know, we were trapped inside the keep when it collapsed. But even as the roof crumbled above us, so too did the floor below. We were swept out into the One River, where we would surely have drowned had a stout wooden door not chanced to float by, offering us a raft of sorts. Exhausted, we drifted out to sea, at the mercy of the tides, which saw fit to dispense us on a desert island.
She was with you the entire time?
Aye. 'Twas her kimono which saved her from Hien's blade, believe it or not. Some Garlean witchcraft in the weave. But it offered precious little protection against the fall. Though she survived, she awoke bereft of all her memories, and speaking like a child.
A trick, surely.
That was my first thought, and I contemplated cutting her down and being done with it. Contemplated it long and hard. Yet the Kami saw fit to deliver us from certain death. 'Twas their will that we survive, both of us, together. And together we shall go before our master. He shall be the one to judge.
Judge what?
She's your prisoner, old man. Do with her as you will. Call her Tsuyu, or whatever else tickles your fancy.
'Twas a name given out of necessity whilst on the road. Nothing more.
As you say. But remember this. Our people suffered much at that woman's hands. When the time comes, I trust you won't let emotion blind you to what needs to be done.
You have my word.
Well, I must be going. I have an unholy mess to clean up. You should be on your way too, before the Imperials decide to take another tilt. Oh, and we'll overlook the tithe this once. You're welcome.
Are you coming with us? I guess so. With you and yours at our side, we have naught to fear. Thank you, my friend. You suffered more at Yotsuyu's hand than Gosetsu. If this is his wish, so be it. As Tansui says, we should move on. It will not do for Yotsuyu to be seen here. Now if I know my sister, she will already be waiting with the boat at the nearby pier. Let's go and see if I'm right. I never realized how easy they explained how she lived. Huh? The kimono saving her from the blade. Very, very unlikely. Everyone's staring at me. I understand I have the silence to thank for my katana's safe return. A samurai's blade is his soul, and no words shall suffice to express my gratitude for reuniting me with mine. Are we certain she is a real Yotsuyu? Gosetsu lives. All other considerations should pale next to that. And yet. And here she is, just as I anticipated. I'm only surprised she agreed to hold off until the Empire withdrew. Gosetsu, thank the gods you're safe. It was all I could do to watch the battle from afar. And it was all I could do to restrain her. And you blame me for worrying. Strong as Hikaru is, anything could happen in the chaos. But enough about me. We need to talk about her. Greetings. They tell me you've lost your memory, and that's fine. But I want you to know something. I won't be taking my eyes off you. Not for a moment. These people are strange. Are you sure they're your friends? I am. They may behave strangely, but I trust them with my life. You have naught to fear. Alright, if you say so. Alright. This past time we set sail, I for one would not keep Lord Hien waiting without due cause. Aye, and the longer we tarry, the more we risk inviting trouble. Lest you forget, the Red Cauldron bear no love for Gyotsu either. I shall deliver you to familiar shores, near Asari, but out of the villager's sight. Smart. Let's make haste to the city. Lord Hien must know of this. Though I only know Yotsuyu by reputation, this woman could scarce seem more different. We do well to give Asari a wide berth for everyone's sake. Another time, Suyu, our path takes us in a different direction. We're going to that village. They might have dango. Oh. Here's where you part ways, my friends. I pray the remainder of your journey passes uneventfully. Hikaru, when you are not otherwise occupied, I will speak with you about my next business venture. It promises to be extremely lucrative, and I do not say so lightly. After the prodigious sum spent acquiring a certain sword, it will present a fine opportunity to refill the Scion's coffers and restore the smile to Mistress of Tara's face. Oh, come along. Tatara was overreacting. How much could a single katana possibly cost? Far more than you think, plainly. A blade like Gosetsu's is worth a fortune, enough to buy a house and furnish it, which you would know if you had bothered to check the price. What? I had no idea. This business venture of Sorobon's, you'll be giving it a fair hearing, I trust. He has been good to us after all. As for me, I think I shall look into drawing upon my personal funds. Funny. We must meet with Lord Hien as soon as possible, though mayhap not at the Enclave. We will send word requesting that he receives us at the House of the Fierce, where there are fewer prying eyes. If all are in agreement, I shall scout ahead and see that the way is clear. Pray follow as swiftly as you are able, and join me on the outskirts of Namai. That is... Oh, actually, that's pretty close enough. That one there is the Beast Tribe. Beast Tribe for the turtles. Oh, the Kojin. All is well. Good. The others are hiding nearby. Let's proceed quietly, if you please.
returned.
Save your tears for the morrow. For we who yet walk the path should not think too much on the destination. When the hour arrives, we shall welcome what comes with open arms. And welcome it you did, even as the keep fell down around us. At that moment, in your smile, I spied a shred of hope. One which I have clung to ever since. Gosetsu, full glad am I to see you alive and well.
We have played this scene before, have we not? Though this time our roles are reversed.
That they are. Meaning you know how I feel. Wholly at a loss for words. Welcome back, old friend. Now then, though we rejoice at your return, it seems you have brought with you certain complications. Rise, my friend. Tell me everything. The Empire is bold indeed to send a token force to engage the Confederacy.
As acting Viceroy, Yotsuyu would have been privy to Imperial secrets. The Garleans will not soon give up the chase.
Nay, it will end with her capture, or her death.
Are you a friend, too?
She claims to have lost her memory, though I know not if she speaks true. I brought her here that you might decide her fate.
Lost her memory, you say? Regardless, the people have not forgotten. Her face yet haunts their dreams. She cannot roam free. We will hold her here for a time. Place her in Jufia's care, with the express instruction that she is not to be seen.
Yes, my lord. Come.
No, I don't want to. Don't let her take me away!
It's all right, Soyu. I will come with you. Be a good girl, and listen to Yugiri.
From a hound at his throat to a puppy at his heel. If this is an act, it is a remarkable performance.
Thank you for delivering Gosetsu back to us in one piece. We are lucky indeed to have friends who would journey to the other side of the world to help us, and repeatedly at that. We have much and more to think upon, but as regards the Empire, we can but watch and wait. Now then, seeing as you've come all this way, you must allow me to show you around the Enclave. I will not have you thinking we've been idle in your absence. The rebuilding effort proceeds apace, I'm pleased to say, and we are now ready to welcome home our countrymen who were displaced by the war, should they so desire it. There's a place here for those who fled to Eorzea. We should be delighted to accept your invitation, Lord Hien, and I have no doubt that your subjects at Revenant's Toll will be heartened to hear that their lord has not forgotten them. Oh, it's nothing. I just thought that Gosetsu and Yugiri would be back by now. Forgive me, my lord, but Captain Kifuya is nowhere to be found. Oh, he was here when I arrived. For now, we have taken Yotsuyu to a private chamber and assigned another to watch over her, my lord. But if I find it passing strange that the captain should leave his post without nary a word. That does seem most unusual. If you mean to look for the man, we would be happy to assist you. We should be glad of the help, while I search without. Mayhap you could ask our soldiers here if they know anything. I will join you. With respect, my lord, you should remain here. Should the Empire move against us, you'll be better able to coordinate our response. Huh. And there I was thinking I was in charge. We have the right of it. Go on then. I will mind the house. All here know Jifuya well. His movements will not have gone unnoticed. You seek the captain? He passed by a little while ago. I wondered if I should tell someone, as it happens. He did not look well, you see, as if aught was the matter, and he told me the past had caught up with him. But I doubt it was that. There are older men in our ranks. Captain Jifuya. He was headed for the northern entrance when I saw him last. I was going to invite him to train with us, but he did not hear me call out to him. If you need him, I dare say the sentry on duty will be able to tell you more. Indeed, I suggested as much to Mistress Alize when she came asking earlier. Is something amiss? Aye, the captain went outside a few bells ago, and looked quite unwell, I'm sorry to say. This I mentioned to Lord Gosetsu, who straightway struck out after him. I hope they will be alright. Gosetsu too. It seems everyone is bent on joining the search. That's all well and good, but someone has to stay behind. There's no telling what the Empire is plotting. You go on, Hikaru. Alphino and I shall hold the fort. Alize actually staying behind. Wow. Not being forced by Alphino. That's what we call character growth.
By the Kami! Your Lord Hien! Leave me, I beg of you. Say nothing of this. I was never here.
There you are.
Lady Yugiri, Lord Gosetsu, forgive me my abrupt disappearance.
You have your reasons, I am sure. Will you not share them?
I was her master when she was yet a courtesan.
By the Kami.
She worked in my
establishment. Her father was a regular client of mine. One day, quite without preamble, he offered to sell her to me. Yeah, she may be no maiden, he said, but she has some use left in her. He sold her short. When I first beheld her, I was struck by her beauty. And yet, behind her eyes there was an emptiness. It was as if she had given up on life. She seemed more a doll than a woman. It was no profession for her, but I knew she would be popular, and so it proved. Men flocked to drown themselves in that cold, bottomless gaze. The rest you know. She became an Imperial informant, and for her loyal service won the office of Acting Viceroy.
Well, you came to serve the Liberation Front.
'Tis said that the atrocities Yotsuyu committed were driven by vengeance. If so, I bear part of the blame for creating the monster she became. Joining the front was meant to be my atonement. But the truth is, I am a coward, whose only thought was to escape her wrath, then as now.
I see. Then I shall recommend that you be assigned to a new post. I trust you have no objections, you, Giddy?
None. It would not do to leave Yotsuyu in his care.
I am in your debt.
Who is it that you seek to protect, Gosetsu? Idle musings. Pray, pay me no mind.
Forgive me, now is not the time for brooding. Come, let's rejoin the others. I mean... not a wrong question to ask, I suppose. Just I don't know if that's the time to ask it. Jifuya can't be the only one here with a mortal fear of Yotsu. She tormented these people. That her mere presence should sow such strife. Everyone is here. Good. There have been developments that demand our immediate attention. Lord Hien and Master Ofno look troubled. Something is afoot. I thank you for your help in the search. Gosetsu has told me all that transpired. I will not presume to defend the life Jifuya led before he joined the front, nor will I condemn it. Frankly, it's not my place to judge. I will only say this, that the Jifuya I know has ever been a man of courage. That he should feel driven to flee bespeaks the depth of his terror. Even now, Yotsuyu casts a shadow over the realm. But the question of what is to be done with her must wait. The Empire is on the move once more. While you were out searching for Jifuya, we received word from our shinobi allies. An Imperial airship has been sighted over Doman soil. Our visitor's objective remains unclear. Maybe another attempt to recover Yotsuyu, or a prelude to invasion. Either way, the craft reportedly advances at speed and appears bound for Castrum Fluminis. I mean to go there and ascertain their intent. If we rout out in force, it will only end in one way. We shall keep our numbers to a minimum. Yugiri Hikaru, can I count on you? Yes, my lord. Alice and I would fain play our part as well. Do not stand idly by while a common foe threatens the land to our friends and allies. We would be glad of the help. We are acquainted with Hakuro, I believe, and I bid you to seek him out and assist in maintaining order in the Enclave. When the people see an Imperial airship, they are liable to panic. Would have you reassure them, and should it come to it, aid in their evacuation. Very well, we shall depart at once. Do take care. What of me, my lord? The Empire may well be after Yotsu. You are to remain here and guard her until my return. As you wish. Pray stay close to Hikaru and Yugiri. Well, well. Guard duty and not a breath of protest. Now I have seen it all. The Castrum Fluminis, then. Let's find out what the Empire's game is. This is where we meet him, isn't it? Him. Fairly certain. No. My goodness, I forget how I'm supposed to actually. I'm pretty sure I have to route through this way. Maybe we can cut through here now. Pretty sure there's just mountains though. I think. I should teleport to the Mai. Pretty sure there's like an unpassable mountain. Yeah, I didn't realize there was like a whole wall for that gate. Makes sense, but I never realized it was the case. Doma is ill-equipped to deal with an aerial offensive. Should the Empire be so minded, the Zayla's flying mounts would be our only hope. The area is secure. Whatever our visitors' purpose, they plainly believe they can achieve it alone. The craft should come into view at any moment. Let us await them inside the castrum.
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Who can say? Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Domans want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
Nay, that won't be necessary. We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Dorman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
It is where we meet him. I figured as much. This seemed like it rang the bell.
Well, that we should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
Asahi.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sas Brutus, Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
He is heir to the Naiuri clan, and Yotsu's stepbrother.
It seems I need not introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide, my lady. It is true, the former acting viceroy is my sister, yet bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it. I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. Long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy. Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, His Radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice. To negotiate peace with Doma.
Well then, we have much to discuss. Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
Lord Hien is magnanimous in victory. Given our nation's troubled history, we did not expect such hospitality. I say, do I stand in the presence of the fabled Icon Slayer? What an honor. Peace, after all they have done. Never has a word rung more hollow. We shall escort our guests across the river to the Enclave. Yugiri, pray go on ahead to Yakuza Manor docks and see that the ferries are ready. I do remember this one, or this little arc. I'll stay a bit quiet about this one. Some of these things like I remember, and some of these things I don't really remember. This one I particularly remember. Kind of hard to figure out, but I do remember this. I've read much about the architecture and geology of Doma. Words not do it justice. Such scenes of devastation greeted us on our journey here. Bitter wages of war. Upon disembarking, we will proceed directly to my hall, where we may enjoy some privacy. Lord Hien and I will accompany the Imperial delegation on the first ferry. When you're ready, speak with the boatman and join us on your side. All are free to travel in and out of the Enclave to seek passage. Yeah. Do we have... Are we 2 late right here? Or not? Wait, this probably wasn't an 8 right here at all, huh? Now that I think about it. I guess a lot has changed, huh? I think all this was like broken. It's still repairing right now, but more broken than before. Kind of forgot about it. Lord Hien has requested that Master Alphino and Master Alisaie also be present at the negotiation. There you are, Hikaru. So first things first, what do you think of the Enclave? I must say I'm quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished in the time. We even have an 8 right now, courtesy of the Onishishu. Be sure to attune to it, would you? Once as the Warrior of Light's seal of approval, people might actually start using the thing. But on to the matter at hand. The ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of the negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. It will serve to send a message to the Empire that the Eorzea and Doma stand united. I'm not normally one for hollow posturing, but in this game of nations, such gestures carry weight. Oh, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alphino and Alisaie will also be there. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. There you'll come. I'll be there. I knew I could count on you. When you're ready, come and join me at my humble abode, the Kaine Khan. Kaine Khan? The guardsman will see you in. The residents took the news of the Imperial delegation well enough. It should be business as usual. There'd be peace negotiations. I'm curious to see what the ambassador brings to the discussion table. Thanks to Master Alphino and Mistress Alisaie's assurances, the people are reacting calmly to Imperial presence.
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Dorma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Dorma's sovereignty.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Dorma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend. Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons. Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat. On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgin's practice of it, his Radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Dorma has never shown any appetite for summoning, and it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Korjin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize. In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Indeed, many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear. Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates. Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe. And I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange. Under Garlean rule, no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict. Naturally, any exchange would include the acting viceroy.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
The fact that there are two opposing factions at work in Garlemald complicates matters. Even assuming Asahi and his associates can be trusted, what of the others? That the Empire should send Yotsu's stepbrother of all people. I wonder how he feels, a son of Doma returning home to speak for the oppressors his countrymen drove out. Whatever Lord Hien's decision should be, I shall abide by it. Yet I will be glad to welcome my lost brothers back to Doma. Hard decision. I'm not gonna say it's an easy one. Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it all. But on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? They had naught to gain by divulging the details of their internal divisions. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador's mention of Yotsu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. You think this might all be a ruse to facilitate her retrieval? Perhaps, though I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yotsu may have been the acting viceroy, but she's not Garlean, nor even highborn. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows. Which brings us to the low matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much as a bargaining piece. Alphino, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I would have your thoughts on this matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed, though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless. With so many of my brothers and sisters languishing in Imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on the chance to secure their repatriation. Only the kami know when I will be afforded another. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. I was just about to show myself out as it happens. Come on, Hikaru. Let's see if Alphino dispense his copious knowledge. Someone is still sore from being made to watch at Sakazuki. Go on and keep Alice company. We're safe enough for now. Alrighty, we'll end this quest and end it here, because I'm getting extremely tired. A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth, Hikaru. Though no weapons are drawn, negotiation is no less a battle. The stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word and people can die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit that's on me. You're left with the eternal question. What to do while they prattle on? Yeah. We'll continue it later. We'll unlock this, the Doma Enclave for now. Why not? Oh, Hikaru. It's a rare honor indeed to receive heroes such as you. Pray allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kozakura, and I manage the accounts of the Shazenkai. Oh, but you must be unfamiliar with our organization. Forgive me. At present, we are largely concerned with facilitating the reconstruction and revitalization of the Enclave. Needless to say, we have our work cut out for us. It's quite fortuitous, actually. You being here, I had in mind to petition your assistance. Ah, you're right. It's very difficult to converse while staring at one's feet, and you would doubtlessly benefit from an explanation. As you may know, the Enclave was once the economic and cultural center of Doma. Alas, it suffered terrible devastation at the hands of the Empire, both during and following the failed rebellion of yesteryear. That it and other ruins might stand as testament to the folly of resistance, the sense of reconstruction was forbidden by the Imperial Viceroy. Of course, that is no longer concerned. At long last, we are free to rebuild the Enclave, restore the heart of our once great nation, and show the world that Doma lives on. But as I said before, we have our work cut out for us. We have limited funds and material resources, not to mention a lack of skilled craftsmen. Which brings me back to the matter I wish to discuss with you. That of our brothers and sisters in Eorzea, refugees that settled in Revenant's Toll. I am given to understand that they have worked closely with the local leadership to build and maintain much of the settlement. Many knew trades before they left, and those that did not doubtlessly learned that they might earn their keep. If they were to return home and aid us in the reconstruction effort, it would be a tremendous boon. Would you be willing to speak with them on our behalf? Ah, Hikaru, taking an interest in the Shazenkai. Well, this seems as good a time as any to discuss the matter. I am grateful beyond measure to you and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn for welcoming Yugiri and my people in their hour of need. As the beneficiaries of this kindness, they have made every effort to repay you and the people of Revenant's Toll. Nevertheless, we here bear a responsibility as well. Sakura, if you would be so kind. Yes, my lord. We will send them a considerable gift as a gesture of gratitude and goodwill. However, I would like this missive to be delivered to the Adventurers Guild representative in advance. If you are to personally hand it to the man, I would be honored. Excellent. I knew I could count on you, my friend. Pardon my interruption, Sakura. I look forward to seeing your progress. Oh dear, I hope we won't disappoint him. Anyway, I'll not keep you. Thank you again for your assistance and safe travels. I mean, I guess. What's that, Hikaru? This is concerning the Domans. I see. Lord Hien really needn't have gone to such trouble. But I know all too well, much of our far eastern friends worry themselves over decorum. As for the matter of the refugees' repatriation, I'll not lie. We've come to view them as family, and will be sorry to see them go. Many of the other fellow frontier hands especially. So let's do one better. I shall appeal to their Eorzean comrades and invite them to accompany the Domans on their journey, that they too might aid in the reconstruction of the Enclave. I expect many will jump at the opportunity. A costly thing to send so many people, to be sure, but owing to Lord Hien's generosity, we seem to have found ourselves with surplus of funding. It's hard to imagine the total without the Doman refugees. They helped make it what it is today. What am I saying? This is a happy occasion. Go and tell Hosan the news. I'm sure he'll be overjoyed. Very good to see you, my friend. Though not at all expected. You look as though you have something important to say, do you? Important enough. I know not what to say. Return to Doma. Has the day truly come at last? I didn't mean to skip the last thing. What do you say? Wait here while I summon the other. This concerns them all. That's what he said. My word, and they are already making arrangements for our return. Quite a long pace, Higiri. This is cause for celebration. It is, like all of you, I have dreamed of this day since the moment we left Yangsha. But now that it has arrived, I cannot help but think of those to whom we owe so much, Laughborn especially. Indeed, even if it were possible to leave this very moment, I cannot. Not until I thank the people here for everything they've done for us. I remember when we first arrived in this land and learned of its troubles. Though disappointed, I understood why no one would grant us shelter. Who were we? Why risk so much for strangers? This place and these people were different. When all others turned us away, Revenant's tool welcomed us with open arms. I love Doma and Lord Hien with all my heart, and want nothing more than to return and help rebuild it. But I implore you, Hosan, we must first do our utmost to repay their boundless kindness. Never did I intend for us to disappear into the night, like thieves and vagabonds. Everything you have said is right and true. All labors we have undertaken will be seen to a measure of completion. That much goes without saying, I am sure. I will speak with Laughborn and ensure that we have enough days to prepare for our journey. In the meantime, I would encourage you all to prepare gifts and so forth. Very good, very good. It will not do to leave without saying proper farewells. else we would labor under a cloud of regret. In my age, one appreciates every opportunity, but their affairs in order. After all, I may not weather the journey home, much less another one to Eorzea. Given your constitution, father, I should not be surprised if you bury us all. If you have no pressing obligations, Hikaru, might I impose upon you to assist us with our final preparations? Since this is all quite sudden, many of our people may require a second opinion on a farewell gift, or something else. All I ask is that you make yourself available for any such consultation. Would that be alright? Thank you, my friend. We'll look for you near the northern gate. Quickly now, everyone. Let's not keep Hikaru waiting. Assisting the Doman refugees with their final preparations will take several minutes if you wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Interesting. You could just accept the duty finder and then redo the cutscene. I guess that's a bit more. Depends. Some things will take more time, I think. Thinking as DPS is more annoying. So I can see why they say that. So kind of you to spare the time to help us with something so trivial. No doubt you have many other important matters to attend to. Anyway, I wanted to ask your opinion on a gift I wish to give a dear friend of mine before leaving Isildur. Do you remember Isildur, do you not? Elian's grandfather. Though older than me, the two of them were still going on grand adventures before they joined the Silence. Ah, how I envy his vigor. Though we have done little more than drink tea and speak of our children, I've cherished his company. I will miss him truly. Alas, in recent days, his body has begun to get the better of him, and so I was thinking of giving him something for his health. Do you have any suggestions? Anything for his back should do. I thought so too, but I'm glad to see you agree. I swear not a day goes by without him complaining about his back. It is great comfort knowing that the Silents are well aware of their comrades' conditions. It shows how much you care for one another. Now then, I must procure the ingredients for my home remedy. My thanks to you. Homemade departs in high spirits. That's fine for your suggestion. My friend, if you could spare a moment of your time. The toll is home to many interests, to which we owe a great deal, but there is one in particular to which we should definitely pay respects. Rowena's House of Splendors. The house has been an invaluable source of goods and services, in both professional and personal matters. I'm sure you, too, can say the same. And so I thought to bid farewell to the one representative with whom I have worked most closely. If you would, look to the counter by the gate. I speak of the raven-haired beauty by the gate. Of all Rowena's girls, she has been very helpful. There's a problem, however. I cannot for the life of me remember her name. They all sound familiar. Perhaps it is my Doman ear. Oh, I don't remember her name. But you know her name, surely. Please tell me that I might have a proper conversation for her before I return to my homeland. Oh, I don't remember her name. What is this, man? How am I supposed to remember her name? You know what? Give me a moment. Let's look. Because I'm curious. Let's have a look. What is her name? I'm cheating. Because I genuinely don't remember her name. I agree. They do all look the same. Oh, that's so funny. It's Alina? Alina? What's her name? Elena? Really? I don't know, they all sound the same. Elena, that's it. I remember as soon as you said it. I knew I was right to ask you. They say you're perhaps the house's most valuable customer. Anyway, I'd best go and speak with her before I forget again. I don't remember her name. The warrior departs in high spirits, grateful for your assistance. Hikaru, have you seen a carbuncle roaming about? Over the course of my time here in Revenant's Toll, I have come to know many adventurers, including Arcanus' somewhat disobedient companion. It seems every day her carbuncle wanders off on its own, you see, and today is no exception. For mercy, it will respond to its name, more earnestly when I call by someone other than its owner. Strangely enough, the problem is I cannot seem to recall what it is. Some sort of gemstone, I think. I don't know. We'll say Ruby Carbuncle. Ruby, how could I forget? She named it for the red jewel on its forehead. Thank you for your help, Hikaru. I will join her in a search right away. Carbuncle actually showed up. How fortunate I am that you're still here. My father told me how you helped him, and I was hoping you might do the same for me. I seek your wisdom concerning Slaffborn of the Adventurers Guild, who helped secure us a place here in Revenant's Toll. Thanks to him, we were able to work side by side with the frontier hands to build these walls and lay the cobblestone. We were given food and shelter, it's true, but more importantly, we were given purpose. We have of course already expressed our gratitude to him many times before. I myself presented Slathborn with Dolmen Dagger, which I am told he treasures. But now that we must part ways, I feel as though we must make one final grand gesture. A more elaborate, expensive gift, perhaps. Orbal, what do you think? I just keep in touch now. Really, we should be glad to maintain our relationship with Slathborn and Atoll. I truly believe that is enough. Perhaps you have to right of it. Consider the lengths he has gone to try to ease our burdens. Spending exorbitant sums on farewell gifts may only frustrate him. Besides, whatever we purchase would come from Eorzine markets. Better to wait until we have returned to our homeland, that we might send them something more dolmen. Dry permisons from my village, perhaps. How go your efforts, brothers and sisters? By all accounts, it could not have gone any better, and we owe it all to you, my friend. We are forever in your debt. Ozan, you were going to meet with Slathborn one last time, were you not? We were hoping you would allow us to accompany you. If so, please let us know when you do. There are a few matters I must attend to before I speak with Slathborn, but it should not take much time. That is Resh Bolali, is it not? Formerly of the Crystal Braves. Another kind-hearted soul to whom we owe much. She looks as though she's searching for something, or someone. Hikaru, I know it is not my place to ask, but would you assist her? I would myself if I could, both our impending journey. Whole booty. Alrighty, this is where I actually have to stop. I'm way too fatigued. Alright. Maybe I'll try to get a more consistent schedule for this. A bit harder, but I'll try my best. Anyways, I thank you for watching and hope you have a good rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Bye bye.